All right, hi everybody. It's Ballguy 922. I don't know what's gonna happen with that Gotcha McCrowds review. I can imagine people saying like, "What the was Ballguy on?" But this is gonna be Seven Deadly Sins, chapter 48 review. This chapter was way crazy. This gets a 5 out of 5. No fooling. This gets a 5 out of 5. This one was called Merry Annihilation. This was pretty crazy. This was 26 pages. It, I'll say this. Helbram, he's powerful, but I got news for you. If he didn't do what he did at the end of this fight, he would have been in a bad situation. I'm dead serious on that. I'm not joking around. I'm not pulling punches there. Dead situation. Bad situation. Really bad situation. But yeah, let's get into it. He basically saying to him about the mixed blood thing to Meliodas, saying you're on a completely different level from Gira and the others, who took in the blood later, and saying that the Amber Seal couldn't seal you. Am I right or am I wrong? You have no longer time to speak. Doesn't matter anymore. More importantly, let's test you some more, shall we? And then Meliodas just comes out with this. Oh my god. This black stuff that's around his body, it allows him to use it at his will. Of course, he can't control it. Creates this huge sword and just goes in after Helbram and just levels everything. This was an insane fight. And he's like saying how it's wonderful, he's killing a tent, and he says, "Oh, I'll have to get serious as well." He thinks he cut Meliodas in half. Did nothing. Didn't even bruise him. And saying, "Oh, he's impressed, Helbram." He's like, "Oh, wow. You guarded you? You've unscathed after taking my sword head on. Impressive." And then, Meliodas goes in. He says, "How about this?" Hunter Wisp starts throwing these bulbs at him, which these energy bulbs, I think, is just like explosions, and does nothing. He's unscathed, and he's saying that, oh, increased dramatically, but he's lost his ability to use full counter. So apparently, while in this form, Meliodas can't use full counter against Helbram. And he's saying that further research is required, and he's writing this down. Helbram, he's writing this down. I'm like, you're fighting him to like the death, and you're writing shit down? Whoa. That blew my mind. I was like, what the And we see Meliodas going out these claws, these black claws, and he says, "Excellent." And then we go back to something else. Hauser and Marmas. Oh, this was great, this scene. Majority of this chapter was Meliodas and Helbram, but this scene wasn't. And we see that Marmas is trying to figure out who it is, this crazy power this is. Yes, since I'm after protect Gira and the other guys, I should get going. Later, Hauser. And that's when Hauser says something. He says, like, wait a second, Marmas. Why did you use your power on a non-resisting human and an innocent civilian? And then he's just like barking at Hauser, saying, resisting or not, the opponent was a criminal that was planning on overthrowing the kingdom. Did you kill a human? Killed was a little giantess, Snicker. What are you getting so worked up about? A civilian or two for when it's good for the greater good. And this is when, oh my god, Hauser. Yo, I love this guy. This motherfucker just went up on my list of badasses in this manga. He goes, he says, who's more of a criminal? The giantess who put herself in harm's way to protect a civilian, or that the shithead, he called him a shithead, roly-poly, who kills innocent people. Oh my god, he totally pulled. He totally called him a roly-poly. He called him a shithead, roly-poly. That deserved, that quote deserves to be put on a plaque. It should be put on a plaque in the kingdom of the Holy Knights, saying, the Holy Knight shithead, roly-poly. That was awesome. And he's like, roly-poly, watch your mouth, you damn brat. Why are you guys be flying like her too? And he's like, Master Helbram ain't gonna lose anyway. Anyone bring it on. I'll roll you up into a ball and kick you down into the chasm. And then the ground starts shaking. He says, why is the ground shaking? And we see Hawk's mother, the big, huge pig, with the house, Meliodas' bar and thing. And he's like, what the hell is this giant pig doing here? And he's spitting down something, which seems to be clothes. Remember, that was the chasm that Diane went in. And after that, we go back to the fight with Meliodas and Helbram. Meliodas has given Helbram everything he's got, and he's like, oh, how truly spectacular. You won't be able to defeat my power link, though. And he says, howling that. And saying that it's similar to Bond's power, but it's not that it robs people's powers, but my power link allows me to take on the powers of whoever is my ally. And as long as they've allied with me, I can add on several, no, a multitude of powers to my own. And what this pretty much means is he can use anyone's powers. He can use Gira's, Jericho's, Marmas, anyone's. So this is pretty fucking crazy. And he says no matter how strong the powers are, you'll never be able to match the combined powers of 20 of the kingdom's holy knights. And he gets a good mark to Meliodas and saying, oh, that's how it's going to be. I'll finish you this and we'll take you back with us, okay? And Meliodas just beats the crap out of him, punching him, headbutting him in the chin, hitting him here and there. I'm like, damn. And then we hear a voice and saying that Lord Helbram, how can this power be overpowering us and so on and so forth? Could this power still be increasing? He's not in a complete state. Not good. We don't have enough power. Fine then. We see hendricksen. So we see hendricksen. He says, oh, I'll lend you a bit of my own. I was like, no way! You serious? And that was it. Once that happened, once hendricksen said, okay, I'll lend you a bit of my power, the jig was up for Meliodas in this fight. What if Helbram did not ask hendricksen for his power, he most likely, I'm going to tell this true, he would have lost. I'm telling you right now, he would have lost. He would not have been able to hold off Meliodas. But because hendricksen gave him a bit. When you say bit, that's probably like what? 10%, 15, 20 tops? And that was enough to knock out Meliodas, which he just does, and he pushes him to the wall. And Helbram saying, from what I didn't think that was going to happen, but to defeat that rampaging Meliodas in one hit, great holy knight hendricksen is a terrifying man. Now the 70 deadly sins have been merrily annihilated. I just have to get the sword, Meliodas, and the princess, and the mission is over. And then we see saying, oh no, Meliodas was the only fighter left. Shoo, go away. I'll turn you into a flattened pork. That's what Marmas tells. We see Marmas telling the pig, huge pig. And Hauser says, hey. Boom! Out of nowhere! Boom! we see a giant fist come out of the chasm and flatten Marmas, the roly-poly. And then we see what seems to be Diane. She came out of the chasm with clothes on, and Hauser's looking, he says, she's huge, the huge, dependable comrade, to be continued in chapter 49, Forced Retreat, and it says on the side, even Meliodas has been defeated with the united powers of the Holy Knights conquer the world. Now, chapter 49 says Forced Retreat, so that means one thing. He's leaving. Helbram. He's getting his shit, and he's getting the hell out of Dodge, because he can't fight Diane. Even with hendricksen's power, he has no intention of fighting them at this point. So, because, and you really think about it, it's just Helbram. He's the only one available to fight. So, but great chapter, people. 5 out of 5, like I said before. Listen, I'll say it again. Helbram is a lucky son of a bitch. If he didn't ask for hendricksen's power, he would have been fucked. Fucked. He would not have been able to hold off Meliodas. It wouldn't have worked. But because hendricksen gave him his power, he was able to beat him. You know, that's the story. The whole thing about this situation, though, really concerns me. And people were bringing this up to me in the live stream. I was in Nostradamus' live stream. They want Elizabeth. They want Meliodas. They want his sword. But they want Elizabeth as well. Why? Never occurs to you, right? You really think about it. It never occurs to you why they want her. Like, what's the big deal? They want her as just because she's the princess? I think it might be more. Though, I have no idea why they want her. Might be a more bigger reason than that. But, most likely what's going to happen for next week is Helbram is the only one able to walk around. Meliodas completely KO'd Gira and Jericho. And Marmas is a flattened pancake. So, chances are this is going to be towards Helbram retreating. Forced retreat. It's going to be Helbram retreating with Marmas, Gira, and Jericho. He's going to get, use that cape thing, and he's going to just disappear. They're going to get the hell out of Dodge. Because at this point, that even though King has been defeated and Bond is, whatever he's doing, he doesn't want to deal with Diane after fighting Meliodas. So, that's, I think, what that's about. Now, hey, this was Hauser, man. Hauser. That was the best line of the chapter. Shithead Roly-Poly. I love that line. That line is pure gold platinum. But, yeah, that's pretty much it, people. Bankai 922. Same shame. It goes to show you one thing. I mean, hendricksen's no. You might think he's an evil son of a bitch, but man, this guy's fucking powerful. He's powerful. He's powerful. That wasn't even all of his power. That was only. So definitely, what's going to have to happen? Spawn's going to have to get a freaking weapon, and Meliodas is going to get the weapon. But if he can control this evil power he's got, watch out. He'll probably be able to beat hendricksen. At least I think so. I hope so. But they're definitely going to have to train or do something. Some deadly sins. Because they ain't going to be able to beat these whole... Well, at least not able to beat Helbram and hendricksen. Those two are really tough. They are definitely going to have to do something to right this reign. But forced retreat next week, so they're going to leave Helbram and his pack of roly-polies and stuff. They're going to be getting out of Dodge, and they're going to regroup. So that's pretty much going to be the story, probably. So yeah, that's the story, people. Bankai 922. I will see you guys later. Roly. That's what Marmas is. He's a fucking roly-poly shithead. Yeah, I love it, yeah, Hauser. Oh, by the way, Hauser, Hockey said this already. Let's be an ally. The 7 deadly sins. You know it. You know it. See ya.